How's it going, everyone? I'm Dylan, this is All You Can Board, and this game here is Equinox. Now, Equinox is a game designed by Reiner, Knizia, one of our favorite designers, and published by Plan B Games. It is a reimplementation of a game called Colossal Arena as well, and in Equinox, you're going to be placing bets on mythical creatures, trying to guess which ones are going to survive to the end of the tournament, which is after the 5th round. The bets that you place are going to be worth more points the earlier you make those bets. However, when you make those bets very early, you're giving your opponents more time to manipulate the board and trying to block your creatures from surviving to the end of the game. This is a really unique game with some mechanics I haven't really seen in other games before, and I'm going to teach you how to play. To set up, randomly choose 8 creatures from the 14 available to be included in the game and place them in a horizontal row at the top of the table. Lay down the row cards from top to bottom in a column, starting with the row card that has a large number 5 on it at the top, all the way down to a 0 at the bottom. Shuffle a deck that consists of all the cards for the 8 creatures featured in this game, all the chameleon cards, and the 3 tree cards. After they're shuffled, deal 8 cards to each player. Give each player 5 prediction pebbles in their chosen color. And now you're ready to play. So Equinox is played over 5 rounds, and each of these rounds consists of players taking a turn that consists of 5 phases. The first phase is to make or reveal a prediction. In this phase, you can do one of 4 things. Make a regular prediction, make a secret prediction, reveal a secret prediction, or skip this phase entirely. If you choose to make a regular prediction, place your pebble at a creature spot on the current round row that does not already have a prediction pebble on it. Each creature may only have 1 prediction pebble on it in each round. To make a secret prediction, choose a card from your hand and place it face down on the table. Place your prediction pebble on the back of this card. You can make a secret prediction for a creature that has already had a regular prediction made on it this round. Note that chameleons and trees cannot be used for predictions. And a big note here, you can only make a secret prediction in the first round of the game. Once the game enters round 2, secret predictions can no longer be made. And players can only make 1 secret prediction per game. If you make a secret prediction, you will skip phase 2 of your turn for this turn only. If you choose to reveal a secret prediction during this phase, flip over the previous secret prediction you made. Then, move the prediction pebble onto the grayed out creature card on the main playing area, corresponding to the creature you made the secret prediction on. It is possible for 2 or more players to make a secret prediction on the same creature. And finally, you can also choose to skip this phase and move directly to phase 2. Now, before we get into phase 2, it is important to talk about a couple key concepts in Equinox for context. The first one we're going to talk about are prestige values. For each prediction pebble you place, look across that row at the row card. The large number in the center of that card is the prestige value of your prediction. This is how many prestige points you will score at the end of the game if that creature survives. It is also used to determine who currently controls a creature in the game. What does that mean? Well, let's talk about the next key concept, the controller. The controller of a creature is the person who has the highest prestige value for that creature. For instance, if I have a prediction made on fungi here on this prestige value 4 row, then my prestige value for fungi is 4, and I currently control fungi. For someone else to take control of fungi from me, they would need to place their own pebbles on fungi in future rounds and/or reveal a secret prediction for fungi until they have a higher total prestige value for fungi than I do. Then they would take control of fungi. Note that secret predictions go onto the grayed out creature cards, which also have a row card with a prestige value associated with them. Secret prediction pebbles are therefore worth 5 prestige points. The last concept is special powers. You may be wondering why you want to control creatures. Well, only the controller of a creature may activate that creature's special power. Every time you play a creature card that you are the controller of, you may activate that creature's special power. If you are not the controller of a creature card you play, nothing else happens. Okay, let's continue on to the turn phases with phase 2, play a card. In this phase, you will select a card from your hand and play it to a creature spot on the current row that corresponds with the creature you are playing. So for example, if you were playing a squeak card, you would place it on the current row in the squeak column. If there is already a creature card in the spot you are playing to, play your card on top of that card. The card on the top of the stack is always the active card. Everything below is irrelevant unless something is moved to reveal what is beneath. If there is a prediction pebble on the location you are playing to, simply slide your card underneath the pebble so the pebble is still on top of the top card. Note, you may never look at covered cards in piles. If you are the controller of the creature card you are playing, you can now activate its special power. Special powers break the rules of the game in different ways and allow you to manipulate the game state to your advantage. All special powers are explained in the back of the rulebook, but as one example, Squeak's special power allows you to draw exactly 3 cards from the deck when you play Squeak if you're the controller. Besides creature cards, you can also play chameleon cards. Chameleons are essentially wild and can be placed in any creature spot. However, no special power is activated when they are played. Also, whenever a creature card is played on top of a chameleon, you may not activate that card's special power either. The last type of cards you can play are tree cards. Tree cards are unique in that they are not played onto the game space. They are used for their ability instantly and then immediately discarded. Tree powers are explained in the back of the rulebook. And the last thing you can do in this phase is skip it entirely, but you can only do this if your entire hand is made up of creature cards that have since been eliminated from the game. Hence, you cannot actually play any of your cards. If you have any playable cards in your hand, you're not allowed to skip. Next is phase 3, discard cards. In this phase, you can choose up to 3 cards in your hand for creatures that have already been eliminated and discard them. Next is phase 4, draw cards. In this phase, if you have less than 8 cards, you simply draw up to 8. If you draw the last card from the deck, the game immediately ends. And the final phase is creature elimination if applicable. This phase will only trigger if every spot in the current row has at least 1 creature card in it, and there is a clear lowest strength value among all those creatures. That is, no tie for the lowest strength value. One creature is solely the lowest strength valued creature. If this is the case, the lowest strength creature is eliminated from the game. Place disappearance cards in all the rows beneath the eliminated creature as they are no longer present in the game. If a creature is eliminated in this phase, the current round immediately ends. You will now move on to the next row of the game space for the next round, begin on this fresh row, and it's whoever's turn is next in turn order that continues. Here's where we'll discuss the next key concept, creature strength. Creature strength is the number in the top left of a creature card. A creature's current strength is the value listed on the visible card in that creature's spot in the current row. For instance, if Hoot has a value of 5 on the top card, his strength value is 5. It doesn't matter what cards are beneath this card. The sole purpose of strength values is to determine which creature is eliminated in each round. The creature that has the lowest strength value once the entire row is filled of cards and there is a clear lowest number will be eliminated. And those are all the rules to Equinox, but I'm going to give you a few strategical tips because this is a game that in the early stages can leave you with the feeling of not quite knowing what to do or how to approach it. So let's jump into a couple tips. As you make predictions on creatures, you want to try and manipulate the board to have those creatures survive. This may include placing high strength value creature cards of your predicted creatures in their spots. Or it might mean placing low valued cards in other spots, specifically on creatures your opponent bet on. Remember, only 1 creature gets eliminated each round. So it doesn't matter if some of your creatures have low values, as long as they aren't the lowest. Making predictions early will give you the opportunity for more points, but it will also allow your opponents more turns to thwart your plans. Strike a balance. And remember that you can make predictions in future rounds that your opponents bet on in past rounds. This is a way to still gain some points from creatures you now think might survive. Lastly, there are 11 cards for each creature in the game, 1 for each value from 0 to 10. So keep that in mind so you don't run out of options to save your creatures in later rounds. But also remember that chameleons can be used for their strength value on any creature in the game. And those are all the rules and everything you need to know to play Equinox. Now, I obviously didn't go over all 14 creatures' special powers. Those are listed in the rulebook on the last page, and just reading them, you should be able to understand what each one does. However, as you're looking through them, if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to drop a question in the comments and I will be happy to answer. You can also head to our Discord channel and ask any questions there and discuss the game further if you'd like. Otherwise, I hope this video helped you get this really unique game to the table. If you have any questions, like I said, ask them in the comments. If you don't know, like I just mentioned, we do have a Discord channel. It's not just for asking questions about games that we're doing teaches on. There's a whole community there talking about all different things, board game related and non-board game related. So head over there if you haven't already and have some conversations with us. We're always, Carlo and I, checking in and interacting with people whenever we have a chance. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.